The book of Genesis, chapter 5, verse 1. Genesis 5 and 1. Genesis, the fifth chapter, and the first verse. The history of Adam's family. This is the history of Adam's family. When God created people, he made them like himself. He created them male and female. And on the day he made them, he blessed them and called them humans. After Adam was 130 years old, he had another son. This son looked just like Adam. Adam named him his son Seth. After Seth was born, Adam lived 800 years and had other sons and daughters. So Adam lived a total of 930 years. Then he died. After Seth was 105 years old, he had a son named Enosh. After Enosh was born, Seth lived 107 years and had other sons and daughters. So Seth lived a total of 912 years. Then he died. After Enosh was 90 years old, he had a son named Kenan. After Kenan was born, Enosh lived 815 years and had other sons and daughters. So Enosh lived a total of 905 years. Then he died. After Kenan was 70 years old, he had a son named Mahalalel. After Mahalalel was born, Kenan lived 840 years and had other sons and daughters. So Kenan lived a total of 910 years. Then he died. When Mahalalel was 65 years old, he had a son named Jared. After Jared was born, Mahalalel lived 830 years and had other sons and daughters. So Mahalalel lived a total of 895 years. Then he died. After Jared was 162 years old, he had a son named Enoch. After Enoch was born, Jared lived 800 years and had other sons and daughters. So Jared lived a total of 962 years. Then he died. After Enoch was 65 years old, he had a son named Methuselah. After Methuselah was born, Enoch walked with God for 300 years and had other sons and daughters. So Enoch lived a total of 365 years. One day Enoch was walking with God and he disappeared. God took him. After Methuselah was 187 years old, he had a son named Lamech. After Lamech was born, Methuselah lived 782 years and had other sons and daughters. So Methuselah lived a total of 969 years. Then he died. When Lamech was 182 years old, he had a son. Lamech named his son Noah. Lamech said, "We work very hard as farmers because God cursed the ground, but Noah will bring us rest." After Noah was born, Lamech lived 595 years and had other sons and daughters. So Lamech lived a total of 777 years. Then he died. After Noah was 500 years old, he had sons named Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Genesis 6, people become evil. The number of people on earth continued to increase. When people had daughters, the sons of God saw how beautiful they were. So they chose the women they wanted. They married them, and the women had their children. Then the Lord said, "People are only human. I will not let my spirit be troubled by them forever. I will let them live only 120 years. During this time, and also later, the Nephilim, people lived in the land. They have become famous as powerful soldiers since ancient times. The Lord saw that the people on earth were very evil. He saw that they thought only about evil things all the time. The Lord was sorry that he had made people on the earth. It made him very sad in his heart. So the Lord said, "I will destroy all the people I created on the earth. I will destroy every person and every animal and everything that crawls on the earth. And I will destroy all the birds in the air because I'm sorry that I've made them." But Noah pleased the Lord, knowing the great flood. This is the history of Noah's family. He was a good man all his life, and he always followed God. Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. When God looked at the earth, he saw that people had ruined it. Violence was everywhere, and it ruined their life on earth. So God said to Noah, "Everyone has filled the earth with anger and violence, so I will destroy all living things. I will remove them from the earth. Use cypress wood and build a boat for yourself. Make rooms in the boat and cover it with tar inside and out. This is the size I want you to make the boat: 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, 30 cubits high. Make a window for the boat about 1 cubit below the roof. Put a door in the side of the boat. Make 3 floors in the boat: a top deck, a middle deck, and a lower deck. Understand what I'm telling you. I will bring a great flood of water on the earth. I will destroy all the living things that live under heaven, and everything on earth will die. I will make a special agreement with you. You, your wife, your sons, and their wives will all go into the boat, and you will take 2 of every living thing on the earth with you into the boat. Take a male and female of every kind of animal so that they might survive with you. 2 of every kind of bird, animal, and creeping thing will come to you so that you might keep them alive, and bring every kind of food into the boat for you and for the animals." Noah did everything God commanded him. Genesis 7, the flood begins. Then the Lord said to Noah, "I've seen that you are a good man, seen among the evil people of this time. So gather your family and all of you go into the boat. Get 7 pairs, 7 males and 7 females of every kind of clean animal. And get 1 pair, 1 male and 1 female of every other animal on the earth. Let all these animals into the boat with you. Get 7 pairs, 7 males and females of all the birds. This will allow all of these animals to continue living on the earth after the other animals are destroyed. 7 days from now, I will send much rain on the earth. It will rain for 40 days and 40 nights. I will wipe everything off the face of the earth. I will destroy everything I made. Noah did everything the Lord told him to do. Noah was 600 years old at the time the rains came. He and his family went into the boat to be saved from the flood. His wife, his sons, and their wives were on the boat with him. All the clean animals, all the other animals on the earth, the birds and everything that crawls on the earth, went into the boat with Noah. These animals went into the boat in groups of 2, male and female, just as God commanded. 7 days later, the flood started. The rain began to fall on the earth. On the 7th day of the 2nd month, when Noah was 600 years old, the springs under the earth broke through the ground, and water flowed out everywhere. The sky opened like windows, and rain poured down. The rain fell on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. That same day, Noah went into the boat with his sons, with his wife, his sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their wives. They and every kind of animal on the earth were in the boat. Every kind of cattle, every kind of animal that crawls on the earth, and every kind of bird were in the boat. All these animals went into the boat with Noah. They came in groups of 2 from every kind of animal that had breath of life. All these animals went into the boat in groups of 2, just as God had commanded Noah. Then the Lord closed the door behind Noah. Water flooded the earth for 40 days. The water began rising and lifted the boat off the ground. The water continued to rise. The boat floated on the water high above the earth. The water rose so much that even the highest mountains were covered by the water. The water continued to rise above the mountains. The water was more than 20 feet above the highest mountain. Every living thing on earth died. Every man and woman, every bird, and every kind of animal. All the many kinds of animals and all the things that crawl on the ground died. Every living, breathing thing on the land died. In this way, God wiped the earth clean. He destroyed every living thing on the earth, every human, every animal, everything that crawls, and every bird. All that was left of Noah, all that was left was Noah and his family and the animals that were with him in the boat. The water continued to cover the earth for 150 days. Genesis 8, the flood ends. But God did not forget about Noah. God remembered him and all the animals that were with him in the boat. God made a wind blow over the earth, and all the water began to disappear. Rain stopped falling from the sky. The water stopped flowing from under the earth. The water that covered the earth began to go down. After 150 days, the water was low enough that the boat touched land again. The boat stopped on one of the mountains of Ararat. This was the 17th day of the 7th month. The water continued to go down, and by the first day of the 10th month, the tops of the mountains were above the water. 40 days later, Noah opened the window he had made in the boat. Then he sent out a raven. The raven flew from place to place until the ground was dry and the water was gone. Noah also sent out a dove. He wanted it to find dry ground. He wanted to know if water still covered the earth. The dove could not find a place to rest because the water still covered the earth. So the dove came back to the boat. Noah reached out his hand and caught the dove and brought it back into the boat. After 7 days, Noah again sent out the dove. And that afternoon, the dove came back to Noah. The dove had a fresh olive leaf in its mouth. This was a sign to Noah that there was dry ground on the earth. 7 days later, Noah sent the dove out again, but this time the dove didn't come back. After that, Noah opened the door of the boat. He looked and saw that the ground was dry. This was the first day of the first month of the year. He was 601 years old. By the 27th day of the second month, the ground was completely dry. Then God said to Noah, leave the boat. You, your wife, your sons, and your sons' wives should go out now. Bring every living animal out of the boat with you, all the birds, animals, and everything that crawls on the earth. These animals will make many more animals. They will fill all the earth again. So Noah went out with his sons, his wife, and his sons' wives. All the animals, everything that crawls, and every bird left the boat. All the animals came out of the boat in family groups. Then Noah built an altar to honor the Lord. Noah took some of the clean birds and some of the clean animals and burned them on the altar as a gift to God. The Lord smelled the sacrifices and it pleased him. The Lord said to himself, I will never again curse the earth as a way to punish people. People are evil from the time they are young, but I will never again destroy every living thing on the earth as I did this time. As long as the earth continues, there will always be a time for planting and a time for harvest. There will always be cold and hot, summer and winter, day and night on earth. Please place it in the comment section. This is the word of the Lord. And please make sure you follow, like, share, and subscribe, like it says at the bottom of the screen. Please follow, like, share, and subscribe.